Oh, Mimo, 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 Mimo. Stick around and find out what the hell that's about. Hello, fellow vapors. Vaping newbie here. We're going to be looking at some e-liquid. And that nonsense that you got at the intro was to actually introduce a new e-juice to me that is not nonsense, called Mimo Premium Eliquid. And I'll put the link for the website down below. At present, they only ship within Canada. And they have some distributors at different brick and mortars. If you have a shot, you're going to want to try this juice. Thus far, really impressed. Mike developed the liquid because he was looking for an all-day vape, as we all do. And you know me, if you've watched my videos, I don't believe it exists. But thank God for people like Mike that just keep trying to put out an all-day vape. And through playing, doing some, DIYs, he decided, well, you know what? If I'm having that issue, others are. And he created his own company. So good job, Mike. And again, the link is down below. We're going to be looking at 4 e-juices today. And they're going to be on different tanks, different wattages, different resistances, and we'll talk about it as we go. The e-juice in general is a 30% PG, 70% VG juice. And they're all 3 milligrams of nicotine. Lost my train of thought. They're all 3 milligrams of nicotine. I'm trying to keep it low, and I'd like to go even lower. So before we start, taste is subjective. What you like, I might not. What I like, you might not. We always keep that in mind, folks. Let me get the first one up, and we'll start talking about it. Okay, before we even start looking at the juice, I always look at the packaging. It is a basic e-juice bottle in plastic. Has that little top at on the bottle. I love those little nozzles. They work in everything. They work great for my deltas. They work great for my drippers. So it's no issues at all. The label, very complete, bilingual. I like that. I love that in Canada. And a very stern warning, not for sale to minors. Thank you, Mike. I like that. Their e-juices are available in 0, 3, 6, and 12 milligrams of nicotine. And the first juice we're going to be talking about is called, I don't know if you're going to be able to pick that up. There it is, pralines and cream. One thing I love about the e-juice bottles, very, at the bottom, it has this. Let's see if I can get you to shake well. Very important. I want to mix that up. I put this in my Mimo 2, which is registering 1.3 ohms, and I'm vaping it at 23 watts. When I first filled it up, I was vaping it and really enjoying it. There's a sweetness to it, but not overly sweet. I actually had to Google it to figure out what the hell is a praline. I don't get it out very often. And you know what? The description that I read on Wikipedia, which is always so accurate, sort of hit the mark. It had that syrupy, but almost like a maple. And I was vaping it the other day outside, and somebody was standing beside me and they asked me, was that maple? That's what they're smelling, but what I'm tasting is a syrupy, but behind that, cream. Folks, this is not overly sweet, and I always say, don't like overly sweet. This is a really, really tasty e-juice. Oh, sorry about that. Really nice, very smooth, not a big throat hit. It is 70% VG and 3 milligrams of nicotine, so it's not going to hit me hard, which I like, because I like that smoothness on the inhale. So good job there, Mike. Really enjoying this one. Let me change out the tanks, and I'm going to get the next one. The next juice, and I'm changing it up a bit here. The next juice, and I'll explain that in a moment, is called Sunny Lemonade. And when I say I'm going to be changing things up, I've decided to do this in temperature control. So I just refilled an Ego 1 Mega Tank, which has a titanium coil which is registering 0.4 ohms or 0.40 ohms. I'm vaping it at 460 degrees at 47 watts. That might be unfair to some, but I'm going to tell you something. This is where I really got a lot of the flavor. But when I first vaped this, it was in my Delta 2 with a Canthal build, and it was really good. What I like about this is I'm looking for something to break a lot of the pastry, dessert type vapes that I've been vaping a lot, and this sure as hell does that in spades. You get a citrusy inhale, and then when you wait for a minute, you get the lemonade. And by what I say, when you wait for a minute, you get the lemonade. When you drink the lemonade, there's, for lack of a better term, aftertaste, and this has that. He's able to incorporate it. Really, a very good vape. I was actually, when the package arrived and I saw the flavor in the bag, it was the first one that I reached for, and it wasn't the reason, the juice wasn't the reason why I contacted Mike and got some Mimo in. It was for another juice that you're going to see at the end of this. But this was the first one that I decided to put in. I put it in, as I mentioned, my Delta 2, which has just a regular build. And it had new cotton, so I was ready. I was waiting for the shipment. Dropped that in. I was really surprised because I thought I'd go after the other flavor. Put this in and really, really enjoyed it. Very, very tasty. So I thought I'd try it on the Eagle 1. The Eagle 1 Mega gets a lot of bashing from what I've been reading, but I don't mind it as much as long as everything is set up right on the EVIC VT. Really, really effervescent. There's just something about it that I like. It's a mixture. I'm almost getting like a tangerine inhale, and then, like I said, after the exhale, you wait maybe a moment, and bam, you get the lemonade. So another great job on that, Mike. So I'm going to change up the tanks, and we're going to get to the third one. The next juice, pardon me, that we're going to be looking at today is called Berry Crunch, and it is advertised as a fruity breakfast cereal. And I want to point out, I love the fact that there is no trying to copy the name of the fruity breakfast cereal he was trying to attain. So thank you, Mike. That's in this day and age, copying this stuff shouldn't be done. So great job there. Now, of the four juices, this one I had a bit harder to find. I was vaping it, and I'm thinking it seemed to fall a bit short. It's not a bad e-juice by no stretch of imagination. I want to point that out. It's a good e-juice. But I think, pardon me, what I was thinking was going to be a bit different, and it seems to be lacking something. But the interesting part about what I find on this vape is that the base of a cereal, that sort of dry crunchiness, is there. Now I have this in my Limo 2, and it's at 1.27 ohms, and I'm vaping it at 20 watts. I'm going to kick that up to 25 just to give it a whirl. I'm getting that dry cereal taste. There's a bit of a flavor, but I found it was a bit generic, but it is a good juice. It's sort of, when you talk about e-juices, you might say, oh, it's a good e-juice or it's a bad e-juice, to your liking. But I find that an e-juice could still be a good e-juice. It just isn't what you expected it to be, and that's what this is. I am enjoying it, but I think it could have went a bit further with the only word I can think of is fruitiness of it. But then I think, will you give out that sort of cereal flavor, which is the intention of what this juice is? It really is a nice juice. So by no stretch am I putting it down. I am enjoying it. I think it just wasn't 100% what I expected. So that's on me. That's not on him. And so altogether, it is a good juice. That's to say that it's a good juice. So hang in. We're going to get to the final juice and then my final thoughts. The final juice that I want to look at tonight, and the reason that I started dealing with Mimo, is this one. Happy Birthday. Yeah, I can get this warped. Happy birthday. I put it in a Delta 2. It's got a 1.07 ohm coil, and I'm vaping it at 22 watts. Damn, that is really, really good juice. And I'm sorry, you can't take me seriously. There, that's better. When I met or was talking to Mike on Facebook, and actually, I threw out a question saying, does anybody, I had heard something about a birthday cake juice, and Mike jumped up, people jumped up, said Mimo's making one, and Mimo was Mike, Mike is Mimo. And Mike said, yes, we're going to be coming out with one soon. And I was really set that expectation bar kind of high. And in my opinion, he surpassed it. It has a cake-like flavor to it with an icing, and I really like that. Now, as much as people might hate me for saying this, I don't like chocolate cake. I like vanilla cake. It's my go-to cake. And this answers that call in spades. It is a really, really tasty juice. I get that mixture of cake and that little bit of icing. It's not overly sweet. I've been vaping it nearly nonstop for 3 days now. And folks, I don't have an all-day vape. I don't believe in it. I just think it's that good a juice. And again, my opinion. And you know what? I'm very, very, very happy with this juice. Happy birthday indeed. I'm really pleased with it. So that's it. I'll be back with my final thoughts in a minute. In a minute? Really? Sorry about that one. So, my final thoughts on this juice, and this is the first of 2 videos that I'm going to be doing for the Mimo Premium Eliquids. So I hope you tune in on another one. That should be sometime next week. But overall, Mike, you made some really damn fine juice. The lemonade I found refreshing. The praline had that sweetness to it that I really enjoyed. The berry crunch, I was expecting a bit more fruitiness to it, but otherwise, nice juice. Not going to put it down. And then my favorite, the happy birthday, the birthday cake juice. Really good stuff. So thanks, Mike, for sending these 4 out. As I mentioned, the other 3 I'll do at a later date. And folks, again, the internet page, link to the internet page for Mimo will be down below. And I'm going to add in the Facebook page as well. And that way, if you need to contact Mike, you can do it via, posting on his page. If you're on Facebook, and take the time, read some of what the other people are saying about it. But really, really enjoyable. So, folks, that's it. That's my wrap up. I hope you enjoyed it. You know I love having you over. So stay healthy and happy vaping. Take care, folks.